tonight, Friday night, 8 o'clock kickoff with the Smithville Tigers and the Schulenburg Shorthorns. Looking forward to a good night tonight. This is Shane Holas. Coming tape delayed, of course. I believe it's, I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday night, but got a good night for football tonight. It's a little cool, real cool actually for a September night, early September night, and field is going to be very saturated, but other than that, a nice night to play. Got a north wind, and basically the Horns won the toss. They elected to defer their choice to the second half, and Smithville elected to kick. So the Horns should receive the ball both halves if they so choose. Horns coming off a loss last week. Looked like they just didn't play a par fourth quarter. Other than that, though, played very well. We're leading 18-6 going into it, and just looks like they need to work out a few kinks. Tonight, I've got a former Horn tonight with me, and we'll see if Craig's up to the challenge of color commentator. But I've got the former Shorthorn great here, first senior as a first state championship, Craig Reha. And the kickoff will be Smithville. Big old kid, number, I can't get his number. Deep to receive will be Banjo and Mario Jackson. 52. Oh, here's the wind plays a part early in the game. Blows the ball off the tee. 52 to kick off. Big old Trey Fleming. Here we go. We're underway. Kevin Minster receives up in the middle. It's a wedge. Nice job. Gets to about the 37-yard line before he's piled on. Okay, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Joel Blanchett comes out as quarterback. Joel's had found out this week he had separated cartilage in his left shoulder, his throwing shoulder. Really a courageous effort to come out. It is his senior year, and he may just have to play the rest of the season in that present health condition. Come out with twins right to the field. Kind of an offset eye. Kind of run a power off to the left side, maybe a gain of a yard. Kind of interesting, it was an offset eye, strong to the weak side. Ran towards the tight end, gained a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. So it's 2nd and 9. Minster will come out, twins to the field, and now they run the fullback to the strong side, which is Blake Machera. The tailback is Watipka. Kind of a trap. Not a whole lot doing. 52 there for the Smithville Tigers. The fellow that kicked off, Julio Castro, makes the tackle, and the Shorthorns are faced with 3rd and 9. Kind of something that the Horns are looking to do is stay on schedule. They want to be able to have the 3rd and 5 or less. That's always something that an offense tries to do. First time tonight we see a pro set. Got Banjo and Mario out at receivers. Straight drop. Oh, good throw and catch from Blanchett to Mario, but it's going to be a yard short. It's going to be 4th and a yard, and we'll see what the Horns elect to do. They're right at midfield on the 47-yard line. Okay, Blanchett back to punt. They elect punt. Boy, it was 4th and short, 4th and inches. Good snap. Nice punt. Nice punt. He's going to field it on the 10-yard line. Oh, he fumbles. Here we go. Get him, boys. Oh, there we go. Way to converge on the ball. The Horns really converge. He fields it on the 10 and is tackled on the 10. That was number 7 for them, Michael Hancock. Didn't get who tackled him on the Horns. You guys can see it best at home. I was a little wrapped up in the excitement. Okay, Smithville will start out 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. We have Marty and John Davis at linebackers. We've got Kobinka at left end. All right. Valenzuela at left tackle, and they have fumbled. Oh, no, don't tell me. Boy, Smithville did an excellent Houdini job of getting that ball back. We got Venezuela at left tackle. I'm sorry, that was Curtis Wrench. Curtis Wrench at left tackle. Pardon me for the misunderstanding there. You got James Jones at nose. 84, Jeremy Baumgarten starting out at right tackle. Minster's at right end. Linebackers I mentioned. Banjo at safety. Brent Gallo, it looks like, is at corner. All right, good job by the play. They try to run an end around, they lead up in there with fullback, tailback around, and Shorthorns make a nice job, do a nice job of stuffing that. Last week they had a real problem around the end. It didn't look like to me that they were asserting themselves toward the line of scrimmage. They were kind of stringing it out, and that works when you got plenty of fill. To round out the secondary, just basically Mario Jackson at right corner, Banjo at left corner, and Gallo at free safety. Okay, the Horns 3rd and 14, so big down for the Horns. Well, they run an option. Interesting play, being 3rd and 15. Maybe their passing game is not what it needs to be, or should be, or maybe they just don't have a lot of confidence in it and want to feel the Horns out. So it's 4th and 11, and the Tigers will have to punt. I believe that's number 12, Keith Miller, to do the punting chores, and Mario Jackson's deep. He's set up on the 40-yard line. Shorthorns could get very good field position here. Oh, good job by the Horns getting pressure on him. Oh, it touched the guy. All right, it goes out of bounds about the 33. And the Horns will take over on the 32-yard line of Smithville with excellent field position. Craig, having seen the Horns on 2 series, what do you think so far?
Looks like they're really asserting themselves this game. They're not going to wait for anything to happen. They're going to go ahead and make it happen this game.
As they should. I tell you what, last week, and I know you didn't get a chance to see them, it looked like with the new system and stuff, they might have been a little tentative. Pro left. Well, it looked as if they were going to go a hitch and go. They were going to take them deep. And great field position. I guess they felt like they had the defense on the ropes. You know, defense was wanting to make a play. But 34 for Smithville, Lance Deary does an excellent job coming around the end. Horns are faced with 2nd and 14, and sure would like to see them get back on schedule here, Craig, with a 5 or 10 yard gain. Didn't see anybody move on the offensive front, did you?
I believe it's the defense that changed our snap count on the line of scrimmage.
And that's what you get a lot of times with a veteran quarterback. You get the experience. He knows that, hey, we just took a 5-yard loss. Let's get it back with a mental play. So the Horns will have the ball 2nd and 8. And Kurt Kobinka in at wide receiver. And it looks like they're going to go pro right to the field here with the offset fullback being to the string. Nice run up in there. The fullback led up in there, and Watipka does a heck of a job getting up in there and running hard. What do you see out of the linebacker play from Smithville Tigers? Craig, I know you're a former linebacker. Are they asserting them? Are they coming up and taking the fight to the Horns?
Looks like they're attacking the line of scrimmage. I think on that play, Ryan just may have needed to wait another second just to let it develop a little bit more. I think he had some more room to run if he'd have just waited a second for the block.
2, a big down for the Horns. Twins to the field. Nice job by the Horns getting up in there and just I'm not sure if that was an ISO or not, but they just blasting up in there.
It's a good job by the offensive line. You know, the skill positions can only go so far, but the offensive line is really what's going to make or break this team. If they don't provide enough time for the protection on the pass or don't really come off the ball on the run, we're really not going to do a whole lot with the skill positions. It's all dependent upon the offensive line. It's not really a glory position, but that's where you get everything done.
Speaking of the offensive line, we've got John Davis at right tackle, Robert Miller right guard, Marty at center. You got Chipper Bill at left guard, and Joe Stavino at left tackle. The hinge block sets up behind the tackle. Oh, little overthrown. Boy, I tell you, I mean, it looked like Joel had a little happy feet. He had time. He just wanted to get it there too quick.
Could have just been a little jittery from getting sacked from behind on the last play, last time they threw that hitch and go. I mean, anytime you get hit behind, you're not expecting it. You get a little jittery, it's to be expected. So you just got to sit in the pocket and kind of just wait for things to develop. He had him wide open.
All right, the Horns will have it 2nd and 10 from the 20. They spread out wide, Twins.
Good job by the Smithville Tigers defensive line. They're really attacking the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line really needs to step up right now and start protecting for the quarterback.
I know that's a tough situation. Joel's trying to set up behind the tackle on the left side, and the Bachera goes out there, and Blake has to make that block. When the guy right in your face gets loose, it really makes you panic. So it's 3rd and 15. The Horns will need a substantial amount of gain here to be in scoring range, whether field goal or touchdown.
He had a lot of running room. He could go. Good break on the tackle. Good job by Minster. Great blocking. Great play call.
That was a heck of a play, boy. They got him when they were coming, didn't they, Craig?
Yeah, they sure did. Defensive line was tricked that time. They thought they had the quarterback, but great play call. Way to set up a good screen on that play and good blocking.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, and the Horns are primed to score here. They were in this situation last week with Hallinsville, Craig, and I know some of the coaches, were concerned about our ability to blow people off the ball and get in the zone. So we'll see what the Horns come up with here.
Oh. Good defensive play. Looks like that's number 9.
6, I think, isn't it?
Number 6. Schuler Anderson. Great defensive play. He really reacted to the eyes of the receiver and then turned around, made a good play on the ball.
Okay, here's some Twins kind of into the boundary here, Craig. I bet they go to the left side.
Good cutback by Minster. Looks like he's about the 2-yard line. Well, actually, that's about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, situation where the end did a nice job for Smithville getting upfield, so Minster really had to cut it back, but he cut it back hard. Okay, so it's 3rd and goal from about the 4, it looks like. Sure looked like he got more than that when he cut up. Maybe it's from the 3.
Big play by the Horns here. This really could establish some momentum for him going into the ball game early on. Looks like Smithville called a timeout. They want some time to think about the play. The Horns are fixing to run. Well, Shane, I haven't seen the game last week, but looks like the Horns really worked on some things this week of practice. Looks like they're really asserting themselves, really coming off the ball. Made some mistakes early, but looks like they're really trying to rebound here and trying to get in for a score.
They are, Craig. I tell you, the thing that I went home with after the last game was hey, we made a heck of a lot of good plays, but we also made some bad plays, and I think it reminded me of my first and second season with the Horns, before the nomenclature, before the signal count, you got used to it. Before the plays, you were used to them, and maybe there was a little bit too much thinking going on. You know as well as I do that football is a reactionary game, especially on defense. You react to what the offense does, and you go tattoo somebody. So I think we're seeing the Horns, a more refined Horns, and every week we hope that it becomes more and more second nature.
Third down for the Horns. Looks like it's a dive. It's going to be – he's close. He's close.
All right. That was Josh Anthony, a.k.a. Pooh, on the carry, and he carried a couple of people, but didn't quite get there. Now we've got a man down. He's getting back up. I believe that's Chip Bubella. Looks like he's holding his hand.
Looks like he probably got his hand stepped on, as is the case for most linemen a lot of times when they're getting down and dirty in the pit, baby.
That's right. You got to get muddy to be a hog. Hopefully Chip's all right. He's one of our best linemen. And here comes number 65, Jonathan Mazak.
Jonathan certainly has the size to come in and fire off the ball. Just needs to make the most of it in this situation right here.
That's right. So it'll be 4th and 1 from the fourth down from the 1 yard line. We'll take this opportunity to thank some sponsors. We've got Friday night sponsors for September 11th are James and Dolly Hatfield, Don Blanson, attorney at law, located at Highway 77 North in Schulenburg. Double B Foods Incorporated at 101 West Jackson in Weimar. Double B Foods salutes our Shorthorn football team, cheerleaders, bells, and our Shorthorn band on their winning efforts. Country Fresh Cleaners at your service, providing the very best in dry cleaning, providing fast, convenient service, fresh start shirts and jeans, helping you look your best. Schumer Printing and Office Supplies and Sports Specialties. Schumer Printing and Sports Specialties, the Proschke family, proudly supports the Horns and Lady Horns. And IMCO, 1121 North Main, good luck from staff and management of IMCO, and Ken Banks, the owner. Okay, looks like we're going to do a field goal here, Craig, about heck, it's less than an extra point. 19 yards.
Good snap, good hold, and it's good. Good
All
kick.
right. I'll tell you, last week we had a problem with the I won't say we had a problem with the extra point. We just went for it. We do the swinging gate on touchdowns, and we went for it, and it was there, but we just didn't make the connection. And then the second time we missed the extra point, and I'm not sure, I can't really remember. I think the third extra point we went for 2. So anyhow, it's refreshing to see that the Horns are going to have a valid kicking game this year, as validated here.
Good leg by Roman. I mean, he seems like he could really make a key field goal for us if it comes down to it in the fourth quarter. Has a real strong leg. Looks like it was a good hold and good snap. So it looks like our kicking game's looking pretty good on the extra points.
It is. Coach Wall was commenting today that he made a 54-yarder in practice this week. So hopefully we look forward to seeing some of those. After the loss of Juan Lino Flores.
Oh, Juan, you can't replace him. You just can kind of hope to contain him. That's what they used to say.
That's right.
So the Horns are on the scoreboard, 3-0, 3:28 left in the first quarter, and they have some momentum going here. Drove the ball, a couple of drives. All we have to do now is play some good, solid defense.
All right, Romine kicks off for the Shorthorns, and to be deep receiving is number 20, for Smithville, Taurus Cephas, excuse me. Smithville looks to possess a lot of talent, both large and skill position wise. Good kick by Romine. Nice job by the Shorthorns covering. A lot of helmets flying around. Good job of covering. They stopped the Tigers on the 21-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21. And we've got some extra substitutions. We've got Steven Valenzuela in at tackle. I believe Jeremy Bumgarden started the game. We've got Cullen Clayswell at right corner. And to my knowledge, Blake Bachir at linebacker. So we do have some additions here. It's a handoff. Oh, boy, the Horns are swarming. What a job. I didn't see who first got there. I believe it was James Jones. I believe James Jones is there first, but, boy, the Horns are really flying to the ball. Doing an excellent job of getting to the ball. And that is so paramount. You have got to, when one guy grabs a hold, you've got to have 10 other guys seeking out the middle of his numbers. Okay, Smithville runs an offense similar to what Schulenburg does in the I Pro. It's a straight dive handoff. Oh, number 2 does a nice job eluding people. But Brent Gallo does a nice job of coming up, and that's what you need a free safety to do. Free safety has got to be one of your best tacklers on your team. He's got to be able to make the sure-handed tackle, because if he misses it, there's few people behind him to stop him. So it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 25-yard line, and Smithville Tigers come out in a pro right into the boundary. Split back. Split backs usually, or maybe it's an offset drop back pass. It's a quick hitter. Oh, man. Nice job by the Horns of converging on number 4, Brian Henderson. But, boy, Bryant really should have had that. The Tigers really had an opportunity there, missed. I'm not sure he'd have made a first down in the way that Banjo and the free safety, or I'm not sure if that was Bachera, hit him and made him fly backwards. So Mario Jackson comes out, and the punt team is on the field. Oh, Shorthorns are lucky. We didn't quite get everybody off the field, but, boy, he has got to watch that. Mario, if you watch this Tuesday, you got to get away from the ball, son. I mean, you can't be sitting there next to the ball. That's an easy way. That ball is oblong. It can bounce and hit you in the leg, and then guess what? It's a free-for-all. So Mario does a good job of staying away from the ball. The Horns have the ball, 29-yard line, 1st and 10. So here comes Blancett back, and he'll have the ball. And here comes Chip Bubella. Chip must have gotten over his ache there on the hand, and he's going to come back in. And Hugo always used to say that the best ability of a football player is to be able to play with pain. So pro right, straight drop back, quick out. Boy, nice job by Banjo. He is fighting every step of the way. Excellent job by Banjo. Quick out there, and Banjo eludes the first man, and the second one holds on for dear life, and he ends up pulling away from them for a 7-yard gain.
Good effort by Banjo on that. That's the kind of effort the Horns really need. Keeps giving that effort. Every play is going to break one sooner or later.
2nd and 3 with about a minute left to go in the first quarter. Oh, a trap, and just nothing doing in there, Craig.
Number 44 is pretty much having his way. He's a big kid. I believe he's their fullback also. Number 44, Bradley Deary. He's only a sophomore, but he's 265. He's quite a load. Horns just need to get in his knees and stay with him.
Yeah, I was hearing from the coaching staff. He was quite a man out there, even though he's only a sophomore, and he's showing it so far.
Good passing catch. Way to go. Good shot.
Nice job by Romine to hold on. That reminds me of another tight end way back in the day. I believe he was number 7.
Richard Kolak was a fine tight end. You are right, Shane. Used to hit him many a days. I remember Yorktown game. Oh, man, what a throw, what a catch.
Yeah, that wasn't quite the one I was bringing to mind, but we'll go ahead and mention him anyway. 1st and 10. Nice pass play by the Horns.
Looks like backside post has a chance. Well, Shane, I see that Chip's back in the game, so good effort on his part to really, sidestep that injury and to keep going at it for the Horns.
Yeah, that'll be the end of the first quarter. Horns are obviously wanting to gain a more successful rushing attack, and what we'll do, Horns lead 3-0 in the first quarter. We'd like to continue thanking the rest of our sponsors. The next sponsor that I didn't get to is Baumgarten Matula. Baumgarten Matula Company at 635 North Main in Schulenburg. Larry Schwenke and Miranda Skalka. General promotion of Benjamin Moore paints and paint sundries. Great selection of carpet in stock. A full line of wall covering, hardware, and lumber. Also installation of flooring available. Wellborn Petroleum Company serves the Schulenburg Food Mart and JW's Exxon and says Go Horns. Rotec Overhead Systems and Equipment, which is owned by Tom and Carla Romine. Good luck, Coy and all the seniors. Dolores and Tom Sanders. Schwenke Baumgarten Funeral Home, located at 701 South Main in Schulenburg. And Kromschek Insurance Agency, 714 Lions. All of your insurance needs can be handled with just one call, 743-4128. Kromschek Agency has been serving the community for over 64 years. Let Howard or Shelton serve your insurance needs. They can also help you find the perfect piece of real estate you've been looking for. Insurance and real estate. Call the Wagners. Okay, Craig, it's second quarter. Horns are up 3-0, and it's second and about 12. So what do you look for the Horns to do here? Let's be armchair quarterbacks. I always like doing that.
Well, Shane, looks like they're really successful at throwing the ball. I think they need to really establish the run here and maybe work the draw in a few times and work on the screen again.
A new set here for the Horns this year, twins open. Kind of a slow snap.
Blancy cuts back, runs the ball on the keeper. Looks like he got about a 3-4 yard gain.
I tell you, it looked like, for me, it looked like he had trouble getting the snap, and he was intent to run the whole way.
Shane, I think you're right. Number 3, Mario Jackson, was open on the slant. I think once he finally grasped the ball, he just didn't see him too late, and he went ahead and ran it.
Interesting to see the twins open philosophy, though. That is something that we've seen with Coach Huseman. And oh, look at the fade here.
I'm telling you, I think Jackson got him.
Okay, well.
Looks like the rush was just a little bit too much for Blance at that time. Looked like the screen was wide open again. Another good call.
Yeah. That's something that coaches and I discussed also today at Booster Club. It's, Blance's shoulders hurt, and I'm not making excuses, but when he really tries to follow through, a lot of times his follow through is just dead because the nerves take over and the pain sets in. So, we got to delay a game or something here. We had, I got to be honest with you, Craig, I don't know what the heck that is.
Well, Shane, I really do know what that is, but I'm going to let you go ahead and find out on your own.
He's such a jokester, isn't he? Substitution infraction. Would that be what that is? Is that what you thought?
Well, Shane, I don't want to give away the answer, but it looks like you won the big prize.
All right. So it's going to be 4th and 14. It looks like the Horns will probably punt, as they will. And, that screen was set up so nice again, Craig. Maybe we'll have that all night long because the defensive line is having such a success at coming off the ball and rushing us.
I think you got a good point, Shane. Take advantage of that aggressiveness on the defensive line. The screen and the draw should work for us pretty much the majority of the night. Great punt. Good job by Patrick Marty on special teams. Way to get down there and wrap up. That's what you got to do. You got to wrap up on special teams.
He just grabbed him like an octopus and strong-armed him down.
And Marty's a senior this year. This is really his year to stand out and really lead by example.
So Somerville will take over with 10 minutes left in the half, down 3-0, and the Horns, they could use a turnover here. Maybe we'll look for the Horns on a good situation to blitz or do something a little gamble a little bit. Full house backfield. Oh, and there we go. We got an offside. That's something. I'm going to hope Curtis Wrench is going to watch this week, because when a guy fires off, you need to knock his you-know-what in the dirt.
Yeah, Shane, I think you're right. When they fire off, they make a mistake. You got to go ahead and make them pay for it.
But he'll get there.
And again, it's early in the season for the Horns. The Horns have several key starters returning, but really have some gaps to fill. And this is the time where the Horns really learn from their mistakes, because come district time, that undefeated record has to keep going.
That's right. Josh Anthony in. Tackle. Oh, Josh Anthony, good job. Well, I'll tell you what, he shucked him right off, Craig.
And again, Josh, or we like to refer to him, Pooh, he really has a lot of potential, a lot of talent. He has to go ahead and assert himself every play, just sidestep him. He's pretty much has a lot of quickness for a big man, and he really can use that to his advantage. He has to make sure he comes out every play, though. He can't rest on any given play.
That's right. Number 19 is in. Will Thompson in at linebacker, so we haven't seen Will, to my knowledge, to this point, as well as Josh Anthony on defense. John Davis also a linebacker, giving Pat Marty a little breather here.
Come on. God almighty. Let's go, Mario. Get him, Mario. Oh, he cuts back. Oh, good tackle by number 9, Brent Gallo. Way to really hustle.
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought it was 6, Craig. The Horns do an excellent job on play side, but they don't, their backside folds too quickly, and the guy makes an excellent cutback, and Mario Jackson has the right angle, but just the fella cuts back on him, and Mario, I know that's his job to get him to cut back, but nonetheless, Gallo does make an excellent play to get the guy down.
The Horns call a timeout. On that last play, Shane, looked like the defensive end and the backside cornerback really have to stay at home. I mean, if the cutback comes, that's their responsibility. It looks like they got sucked inside and it was wide open.
Yeah, they really did. And it's the rain, the humidity is starting to take over, and it looks like we're getting a sprinkle here at Shorthorns Stadium, so all the fans are scurrying for their umbrellas. Speaking of the fans, we got too much aluminum on the home side, I hate to say. We need you fans to come on out. I know it's a wet, nasty night, but, man, I tell you, Shorthorns sure do love you guys' support. But thank you for all the fans that are here. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the 20. Timeout Horns.
Well, Shane, since I wasn't here last week, go ahead and fill me in on the highlights. What are some strengths that you saw from the Horns last week on pretty much a revamped offense, and what are some of the weaknesses you think we need to improve on going into district?
Well, I'd say that we have tried to throw the deep ball quite a lot. And, as you throw the deep ball, it's not your high percentage pass. And we hit on a couple of them, and there were actually a couple of them that we should have hit on. But, it's just the old deal. The receiver was ready to run before the ball was there, before he had the ball in his hands, and they accidentally dropped him. I think the consistency is the main thing. I mean, we had some slip screens that didn't come to completion, and just the overall consistency was lacking.
Ooh. Come on, Horns, got to wrap up.
Nice hit there by Romine, but way too far down the field.
You have to wrap up, especially in this humidity. Jersey's a little bit slicker, but you got to wrap up. The good hit's not going to do it, especially for a good running back. He's going to keep going, turning his feet, so you got to make sure you wrap up.
That was another thing I saw last week, and I know Hallinsville has a lot of depth, but it seemed like as the game drew on, their depth, either their depth or their momentum really carried them through. All right, there we go. Stacked up in the middle. Gallo now, what's he doing at the line of scrimmage?
Well, Shane, he's been at the line of scrimmage quite a few times this game so far. He's really being aggressive on the run. He has to make sure his first priority, though, is to pass. If they suck him in on a play pass and fake the run, he's going to be burned pretty deep, so he has to make sure he reads the pass first.
Well, I have not seen I did watch last game, and it didn't seem like there were a lot of plays that he was around not by his fault, but I have heard he can really bring the wood. Boy, that was just student body right, wasn't it? Okay, so he'll be down about the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Curtis Wrench in on the tackle last time. Good job pursuing. Got to make sure as a defensive end we don't get hooked on that play. Anytime the end gets hooked, it's going to go ahead and get him a few yards. Got to make sure you fight that hook block.
Boy, that time Kevin Minster he's strung it out there as far as he could. You know, that's something. Craig, have you played the 9 technique before? Have you ever had the opportunity to play that?
Well, back in them JV days, Shane.
Yeah. It is a tough position because, you know, you're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. And as is every position in football. But, you know, a down block, you're supposed to get some wood on him so he doesn't crush your defensive tackle. And on a hook block, you can't get hooked. So really a tough position, but Horns seem to do very well there.
Good job by the Horns, number 82 and number 51 in, pressuring the quarterback. Had to get rid of it early.
That's right. Wrench and James Jones in there in his face in a hurry. They did have all that play action stuff, which seemed like it delayed the play quite a bit. It looked like the post or the quick post or in, whatever it was open there for a split second. Maybe 4th and 6, and be interesting to see if Smithville has a kicking game. Doesn't look like it. All right, Twins into the boundary. Oh, they run trips into the boundary here. Good job by the Horns. Good job. Wrench, Valenzuela, Davis did a great job there. Craig just tried to get us all lined up into the boundary and then run the speed option.
Again, we were just talking about the flip. They tried to hook Valenzuela again. That time he fell off the hook block and really strung it out and gave the other defensive players the opportunity to make the tackle along with himself.
Great defensive stand by the Horns. You know, Craig, to me, at this time, it is more important to have a running game than at any other time. As when you're winning, you want the momentum. It would be so nice to be able to run the ball out of here, out of this hole here on the 2-yard line, get upfield, and at least get good field position to punt. I think, I don't want to mention any names, but I think one of the Shorthorns receivers stepped past across the line of scrimmage. There's only 2 receivers in the game, so I guess you got a 50-50 chance. Sure what it was.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shane, don't look like they're going to move back too far because they're only on about the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, it's only a half-yard penalty, so I guess that's better than being out in the 50-yard line. But still, you know, we're in safety territory. We don't want their defensive line to be like Derek Thomas and signal a safety already. Those of you that saw a Sunday night game.
Good play call by Coach Wild. Get some running room there for the Horns. Blanchard with the quarterback sneak.
You know, they've got to be the way that the Smithville defensive line has pretty much had their way on pass rush. You know, I'm pretty sure that they want to get some room in there.
Thanks, Shane. Since they're so aggressive, besides if you really want to run the ball, do some misdirection with maybe some counter trades or something and really open up the middle of the defense there.
You know, I don't think we've seen a draw yet this year. Well, it was a nice defensive play by Mario Jackson to make the tackle. The coaches that spoke of number 88, who was in on the interception, Kenneth Alexander, had spoken of him very highly, said it was the best free safety wide receiver they had seen in a long time. And
also looks like Joel's getting pressured a little bit. He was backpedaling when he threw that ball, so if you can't step into it, as you know, Shane, it's going to be kind of hard to get good accuracy on the throw.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, Craig, he is slippery, isn't he?
He really keeps his feet churning, and again, you have to wrap up, otherwise he's going to keep going. But good swarm tackling by the Horns defense that time. Good team effort. Looks like Blake Vachera there getting the Horn team fired up. That's what we need to see, Shane. Something I haven't seen the last few years is somebody really taking some initiative and leadership on the field. I mean, you have to get everybody fired up and play as a team.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Oh! Pat Marty coming down the hill, baby. You got to like that, Craig.
I'm telling you, Vachera got him fired up, and Marty was just zooming in that time, and he actually wrapped up. Great tackle.
Reminds me of another linebacker back in the day.
Mark Tittle was an excellent linebacker. Kenneth Schromick and Ronnie Schromick were excellent linebackers. I think you're right, Shane.
Yeah. You're too modest, Craig. I think you got the Shorthorn record for tackles in a state championship game. That's all I know. What was it, 25, 30?
Well, you know what they say, sun shines on a
Yeah. Straight drop, kind of a roll. And I'll tell you, Craig, of the Smithville offensive plays, their passing game has not impressed me one bit at all. Just the selection of plays. I mean, what are you doing there on 4th and 15, rolling to the left? Maybe they thought they were going to get one-on-one coverage, which they might have had. I don't know, but it just looked like pardon me, but it looked like a junior high play.
I think you're right, Shane. Definitely passing game is not their forte. The Horns really need to capitalize when they pass and either pick it off or get a good sack or cause a fumble. Looks like he's just kind of gingerly holding that ball when he rolls out. Need to get him from behind and swap at the ball.
Okay, so the Horns go twins. The Tigers go twins into the boundary, and looks like we have a delay of game on the Tigers, which will push them back even farther.
Well, Shane, talking about the Sunday night game earlier, looks like a good cousin of yours, Donald Holdhouse, got some good action. Actually had a 2-point play through for a conversion and actually led him on a touchdown. I think it was the only touchdown of the game for the Raiders.
It has, and I tell you, he's impressed me. He's been playing well, and hopefully, I don't want to hope for George to get hurt, but hopefully he'll get a chance to play in some real games and show us what he really has. All right, the Horns. Oh, it's all right. Good bounce for the Horns. Could have been on the 1-yard line there, but the Horns get it, rolls in the end zone. They'll get it on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, last time I talked to Donald, he said everything he learned was learned from Shane.
Oh, I wouldn't believe that. I'll tell you what, boy's been through some different programs. But I believe 6 NFL teams. So he's gotten some of the best coaches in the world.
I think somebody was telling me he was the second leading passer in the preseason. Is that right, Shane?
I believe he was 3rd in the AFC, 3rd leading rated passer in the AFC. Of course, that's preseason, and a lot of people say, well, that's against 2nd and 3rd team guys, but he's playing with 2nd and 3rd team guys too. So
good point.
Twins to the field. Minster up the middle. Minster puts his head down. I like it when I see our Schulenburg backs put their head down.
I agree, Shane. Again, you have to put your head down. You got to be expecting contact, and that's good. Good job by Minster. He's not the biggest kid, but he gives good effort, and that's what you'd like to see.
And see, this is to me football. 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. Of course, 2nd and 5, 3, 2 are better, but 2nd and 7 or less is a good schedule down. Now they don't know if you're going to run or pass. You can still run. You can still pass. We getting a legal substitution again? Okay, well, you, Craig, a former linebacker, having to call strengths to the pro side, to the field. Well, field side's an easy call, but give the audience or the people at home an idea about what it means when there's 12 and 13 people in a huddle.
Long time ago, Shane. Long time ago.
Well, but when you come out of the huddle, you're looking for the strength, right? And you come out of the huddle and there's 13 guys come out and they're running everywhere.
A little overwhelming, Shane. I have to say, a little overwhelming.
It is definitely. I missed it, Craig, but either we had 2 tight ends on the field or we didn't have a split end.
Shane, I believe I missed it also. I hate to say it. Good job by Blanchard on that time, staying in the pocket and backpedaling. Good pass, just wasn't quite able to convert on that catch.
Okay, so it's 3rd and 12 with 3 minutes, 3:36 left in the half. Horns really need a first down here. Need to establish some momentum and maybe get some points before the half.
And the rain comes a pouring.
It is. Here it comes. I hear the rain a-coming. Oh, here we go. That's Train.
Come on, block.
Well, Craig, and we're not going to mention any name, but you know, when Blanson sets his feet, he's got to have at least 2 seconds to throw the ball. And that time it didn't happen. Now, I didn't see did the linebacker blitz, did you see?
No, Shane, again, that was number 44, defensive lineman. Again, skill positions can only take you so far. It's not a glory position, but if the line doesn't come through, the Horns are going to be very successful this season. The Horns would have to step it up on the offensive lineman and protect their quarterback and give them time to make things happen.
Okay, so it's Blanche to punt. He kind of got the ball a little funny, get a good punt off. Takes a good Shorthorn bounce. Number 7 recovers. Marty breaks down and does a good job. And on the tackle is, I believe, Kevin Minster. Nice job by Marty to make a breakdown, and Minster finishes him off.
Again, good job by Marty, like you said, Shane, giving all out effort on the special teams, which is very important. Even though he's playing both ways, giving all out effort on special teams and leading his team as a senior.
Okay, so the Tigers will take the ball over 2:48 and a half. 1st and 10 from the Horns 48. And Smithville's got to be looking for some momentum here. Full house backfield. Boy, we got 22 guys in a 10-yard radius.
Good job by the nose guard and defensive line on that, really stacking it up and giving the linebackers and the secondary a chance to make a tackle.
Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Oh, the wind kind of blowing here tonight now. Greg, it looks like the wind's picked up well with the moisture.
Drops back, thrown into the wind. Good pass, good catch, good tackle,
nice
better tackle. Good job, Valenzuela.
Boy, that's right there with your coach, you know. You drive for the chest and don't worry about a move, and he made a move, but it didn't matter. He was on him like stink on you know what. So it's timeout, Tigers, with 2:04 in the second quarter. Craig, big down, 3rd and 3, 2 or 3 here.
Look for the flip. That's been their key play. Oh, they dropped back to pass. Come on, pick it off, pick it off.
Oh, good job. And here again, Smithville just doesn't look like they possess the fluid passing game that the Horns do. But it almost, with 2 minutes left, it seems like 4-down territory here. No.
Looks like the coaching staff has really done a good job calling plays on the Smithville offense. They really haven't been too successful on anything. If we wrap up, we've held them at a standstill all game.
And the Horns are fortunate again as the punt sails into the end zone. With 1:54 left, the Horns will take it over 1st and 10 from the 20. Okay, Craig, and this is what I'd like to see. And I know it's raining, but 1:54 left. I'd like to see an intermediate passing game.
I think you're right. Some short passing, high completion percentage of passes, just like the slip screen and some quick slants. Also need to really attack the running game here.
All right, we'll come out with twins open. So in a definite passing set. Got to keep his feet. If he keeps his feet, that could be a big gainer there. But the line does a nice job of getting him a little hole to squirt through. Not a big gain, though. No, more than 2. About 4 yards on. No, I guess only 2 yards on the carry. I sure thought he got more than that, Greg.
It's kind of hard to tell with that line crew over there, Shane. Doesn't make it easy for you.
No, it's kind of fuzzy from here.
Booyah, baby, mister! Woohoo! Good block.
Mister does an excellent job of peeling back. He takes out 2 men, But unfortunately, Joel, I know the ball's getting wet and it's slick, and Joel fumbles the ball but does recover it.
Good job by Minster. He was down on all fours. He got back up with great hustle, determination, and really got a good block.
Okay, so it's third and a long way. Third and about 18 with 50 seconds left in the half, and you imagine the Horns are going to come out and toss the ball, but they may run it.
Shane, I think with this run, they're going to go ahead and just run the clock out, not look for any turnovers. No.
Nice job by Kabenka to hold on to that ball. Almost broke the tackle.
Good timing route there, Shane. Looks like a quick post. Definitely a timing route. No matter how the defense plays it, unless they're right on them, it's pretty much a high completion percentage pass.
And that's to me, that's what I like to see is the quick outs, the quick posts, the fades, things that are very hard defensively to make a turnover on.
I think you're right, Shane. You have to have a good foundation to build upon, and once defenses kind of pick up on those tendencies, that's when you can start running your other plays and really trick them into doing some things they're not accustomed to seeing you doing.
Yeah. I know as Schulenburg in the past 12 or 13 years, which of course is as long as I've been a true Horn having played, that is Hoosman's philosophy is always run to set up a pass, and I know that Coach Wild in a sticker interview had said that they were maybe going to try to set up the run with the pass, and I think that's more because of personnel than anything. We do have an excellent core of receivers. Not saying that the running backs aren't very talented, but we'll see how the year unfolds. 31 seconds left, 4th down and 9. Lance at the punt. Woo. Boy, that was
the rain got the best of them that time.
Close to being blocked there, especially as being as low of a punt as it was. It kind of scared me there.
Well, Shane, kind of piggybacking on your point earlier, I think Coach Wild has a good point. I mean, definitely the strength's going to be the passing game this year. And you look at the San Francisco 49ers, look no further. Not really a real strong running game, but they set up the running game with the pass, and it's been pretty successful for them, don't you think?
Most certainly. But here again, you gotta admit that the 49ers, they're of course they're on the West Coast, but they're a West Coast style offense. They nickel and dime you. They take what the defense gives you, and then when the defense gets frustrated and crowds the line, that's when they go deep.
Pick it off! Pick it off! Pick it off! Pick it off! Good job! Run with it! Go!
Great play by Kurt Kabenka.
Good block. Good block.
Great play by Kurt Kabenka. He makes the interception, almost tackled, but he shrugs the man off and takes it back about 35, 40 yards before running over a couple of people. 9 seconds to go, 1st and 10. The Horns on the Smithville 40. Craig, what would you like to see here?
Looking for a little TD, baby.
I hear that. You got to go up top, I believe. Now, let's see.
So. Let's try Jackson on a fade, maybe.
Well, you got to look at what the defense gives you. And they've been playing number 6 here on this corner on the home side, bump and run. And here they come again. Boy, man, he's got a 4-yard cushion. And that's the half. Shorthorns make an excellent job to stop the Smithville Tigers, but the last play is a sack. So we'll go into the halftime. The Horns leading.
Please welcome the Schulenburg Shorthorn Band under the direction of R.J. Williams and under the field direction of drum major Sarah Holland. The band's first selection for tonight's game is Conquista. The 1998-99 twirlers are Ashley Twanky, Ashley Collins, and feature twirler Brittany Coons. The band member of the week is Brian Miller. the Shorthorn Band would like to introduce you to their color guard. Members included are 7th grader Gina Martinez, 8th grader Hannah Dietrich, and Megan Twanky. Freshman Latasha Ford, sophomore Nicole Boyma, and senior Becky Pavlicek. Color guard captains are senior Tanya Oslager, and freshman Jamie Colley. And now featuring the Shorthorn Band color guard to the music of Pop, Pop, Pop. Now coming on to the field of the Shorthorn Bells. The Bells will perform a military routine to excel. The Bells are under the field direction of senior captain Casey Wagner. Junior First Lieutenant Katie Brown. And Second Lieutenant Dana Dees.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to go out for the second half decision on who gets the ball. Let's thank our sponsors once again: James and Dolly Hatfield, Don Blanson, attorney at law, Double B Foods Incorporated, Country Fresh Cleaners, Schulenburg Printing and Office Supplies and Sports Specialties, International Muffler Company, Baumgarten Matula Company, Wellborn Petroleum, Rotec Overhead Systems and Equipment, the Dolores and Tom Sanders, Schwenke Baumgarten Funeral Home, and Kromschek Insurance Agency, and Century 21 in Schulenburg.
You know, Shane, something I'm seeing right now kind of makes me think back of the days of old. Coach Wild's always been a real good motivator, and that's what he's doing right now. He's really trying to get the team fired up, and that's really key, especially come third and fourth quarter when it's kind of a time to lag and kind of want to sit back and take it easy. He's trying to get him pumped up, and that's a good sign of a good coach.
Yeah, Craig, they are going to receive here. The Horns are, and obviously, I think from all practical purposes, we need to have a good drive and a score.
Shane, looks like that ball is pretty hard to hold on to for Blanchett. Looks like we'll have to really establish a running game in the second half.
That would be ideal. I'll tell you the truth, Craig, I'm not sure that was planned. I mean, the way he kicked it, that definitely wasn't a normal onside kick type kick.
Yeah, either that or he's a real good actor, because it looked like that the guy who recovered the ball was really going after it. Of course, that could have just been a reaction.
Yeah. I mean, he really followed through kicking it deep, and he may have just missed it. But a tough break for the Horns. Good tackle there by Banjo and John Davis, the last line of defense, and way too many yards on first down.
Looks like Smithville finally came out with some misdirection to kind of fool the Horns defense on that.
Was that it almost looked like a crossbuck, but I tell you the truth, I don't even know what a crossbuck blocking involves. Well, they're coming out in almost a T formation now. Oh, fumble.
Come on, we got it.
Come on, Horns, put your hands up. Second down. Third down, excuse me. Well, a break for the Horns there. Fumbled exchange, it looked like.
Third and 4.
Third and long 3 for the Smithville Tigers here.
Almost looked like the end. Minster had a chance to put his hands up and catch it, but I know he was in such a hurry to get out there. He wasn't looking at the ball, was looking more at the defender.
Looks like Smithville kind of took the Horns off guard on that pass there. Looks like the Horns kind of prepared for a running play.
Well, I'll tell you catch one of those, that's 6 points any way you look at it. Full house backfield again. T formation or wishbone, I don't know how you want to look at it. The same play they started this drive off with, Craig, and it's just a cross action in the blocking, and they're getting a nice hole there on the right side, left side of the Horns defensive line.
The guard on the defensive line has to really read that play, as well as the linebackers. Looks like they're getting about 5 yards penetration before the Horns defense really even sees it.
Okay, so it'll be 2nd and 6, 2 minutes into the second half. Again, we have the full house backfield. Same play, but this time they give it to the fullback and not near the penetration. James Jones and the safety Gallo on the tackle, as well as Marty and maybe Valenzuela. No, I believe it's Wrench. Anyway, nice job there plugging up the middle, Craig.
Reminds me of another fine young safety the Horns once had by the name of Mr. Shane Hola.
Oh, no.
Really filled them holes. Gallo's really doing an excellent job of filling the holes on the run.
He
really
does.
Reading the offensive lineman and filling in.
He's basically playing a linebacker. Look at him. Oh. Had the wrong man. I did. All right, so the Horns move the chains. 1st down and 10. And I think the Horns just need to pierce their ears back and really attack here, Craig. Not worry about, they got to worry about reading, but really they don't want to get blown off the ball. That's the main thing here.
Handoff number 1, Jones.
Well, Shane, looks like the misdirection is really kind of catching the Horns defense off guard. They really have to really not look at the quarterback, but they really have to read the offensive line and how they're blocking and really follow the blockers. That's how you're really going to stop the plays.
It really is, Greg, and it's 2nd down and 8 from the 20-yard line, and we'll see what the Tigers have in store here. Full house backfield once again. Gallo up at almost a linebacking position.
Get him. Come on.
No flags on the play. 6 points, Craig, and it was just a result of that misdirection they've been doing this whole second half. They finally gave it to the right halfback, and boy, it really did pay off for them.
Shane, I don't know, but it looks like to me they're really leading the lead blocker instead of the offensive line and how they're blocking. And they're watching the quarterback and the lead blocker too much instead of watching how they're blocking. They're opening up the hole on the backside, and it's wide open.
I'm sure that's probably it, Craig. Okay, so the extra points go with 8 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. Schulenburg down 7-3.
Again, the Horns come out to receive the kick. Number 52 for the Smithville Tigers kicking the ball, Julio Castro. Again, watch for the onside kick. That was real successful for him in the second half. That onside kick led to 7 big points for the Smithville Tigers, and they take the lead in the second half. Shane, right here, this is going to build some character for the Horns. Down 7-3 in the third quarter. Maybe flashes of a second half collapse is going to build some character, whether or not they come back and really establish some momentum.
Well, it certainly is, Craig. That's something. They're playing against larger schools that are supposed to have more depth. They're supposed to have better talent, and I think it's really the case of, in the past the Shorthorns have overcome that with talent, skill, conditioning, and probably a system that they knew very well, that they accepted, they understood, and that they had confidence in. And I really think that's what this Horn team is striving to attain. Yes, they have the raw talent. Yes, they have the ability, but they have the confidence in the system, and the confidence in themselves to get it done. Play action pass, quick post to Mario. Nice play there.
Again, Shane, that's a good example right there. If the offensive line gets their blocks and they give them the skill positions time to make a play, they're going to make big plays for this Horn team, and they're going to go far in the playoffs. But if the O-line really doesn't make the block, it's going to be really tough on all the other players.
And that's very true, Craig. It's an entire team effort. The coaches are maybe help the offensive line there a little bit with the play action. As a defensive linebacker and lineman, when the ball gets stuck into somebody's belly, you really, as a running back, you really hesitate to go upfield. Kind of a switch in offensive alignment there. It's a play action. Blanchett couldn't say anything, but at least he gets back up close to the line of scrimmage.
Another fine job by the offensive line. They bought him a few seconds there to really make a decision. Couldn't see anybody open.
And I know the offensive line. I mean, I've been watching a lot of college and pros lately, and Blanchett does have adequate ability. He's not the fleetest of foot out there. A lot of coaches would suggest that he just throw that ball away instead of taking a 1-yard loss, but he is adept. He can make a good. Boy. Beautiful, Reha.
Again, just like at the end of the first half, a good timing route. When all else fails, go to the timing route they've practiced all season, and it proves good for the Horns.
That was a beautiful pass, a beautiful catch. I mean, the defensive player played it as good as he could play it. Still a first down, a gain of about 11, and the Horns are marching on the 39-yard line of the Smithville Tigers. Okay, Craig, we've got an illegal substitution. I sure didn't see it that time. I'm not watching the huddle, though. But
They got it. 5 in the backfield.
too far back. All right, we've got motion on the Horns, so it'll be 1st and 15. And, it'll be 1st and 15. And here again, the Horns need to eliminate the mistakes that they have caused themselves here in the early going in the second half.
You know, Shane, somebody who I have not seen on defensive line this whole series is number 44. Is quite a big presence in the first half, and I don't know if it's lack of conditioning but he was quite of a powerful player, big impact player. He's not here this whole series.
I don't know if they're getting him rest. Maybe he was injured in the first half. 1st and 20 with 5:59 in the third quarter. And Blanchett surveys the situation. Straight drop.
Well, Shane, looks like they were setting up the screen again. It would have been really successful. He could have just bought another second or two just to lob that pass to Minster.
Yeah, they really brought everybody that time. And, it really could have been a big play. But Blanchett doesn't see the backside rush coming early enough and gets tied up. He tried to stay up with his strength, did a good job, but three Tigers just a little bit too much. So it's 2nd and a bunch, 26 here.
Got it.
Blanchett with a heck of a throw. Mario had his man beat by 2-3 yards. That's right. Clarence had his man beat about 2 or 3 yards, and he came back for the ball real nice. Well, Craig, just what you needed at 2nd and 26.
Good concentration on Banjo's part. He had him beat again, like you said, 2 or 3 yards, but he really stopped his momentum and really had good eye contact with the ball, made a good catch.
Okay, so the Horns have it 1st down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Well, a lot of calls here, Craig. Too many penalties, and I'm sure this one's on the Horns. It's kind of something that we talked about earlier last week, and that is the familiarity with the Horns play calling and signaling. It's something that you played in the same system for, what, 6 years, correct? I was not that fortunate. Of course, I was a quarterback, so it was hard for me to jump off sides. But too often, you know, when you switch snap counts, signal counts, and you get tired in the third and fourth quarter, you want it to be a reaction and not have to think about it. And the Horns, unfortunately, get a procedure penalty.
It's waved off there. Morrow's lining up.
Miller calls incomplete. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Shane, looks like from listening to Coach Brown that Morrow's just not lining up on the line and too many men in the backfield. He has to make sure he concentrates and lines up on the referee's foot every time.
You know, and that's, I wish Bo Adams were here to have a little discussion with him at the end of the game, because I know Bo was telling me at Texas Tech, where he played wide receiver, you know, as a wide receiver, you want to get as close to the line as you possibly can, because you want to eat up the cushion that you have as quickly as possible.
Screen. Oh, he's open. Oh, good catch. Turn it upfield. Well, Shane, it was set up a good screen. They took advantage of the rush, but the Horns' offensive line just didn't get any blocks for Pooh on that one. If they'd got a block or two, it looked like Pooh would have had a real big gain on that one.
Yeah, it kind of was weird. I mean, I know those defensive backs are quick, but just a nudge here or there. And Pooh's not the quickest back that we have, but he surely moved pretty good there to pick up about 7 yards. So it's 3rd and 9, and we'll see what the Horns come out with here. Was that a sprint draw, Craig, or what did you think it was?
Yeah, it wasn't a draw. Not really a draw, Shane. It looks like he was just a handoff in the backfield and totally took Smithville off guard. Nobody was really expecting that. Looks like they got the first down on that. Great play call by the coaches.
Okay, so it'll be 1st and goal from about the 9 3/4 yard line. So here we need to punch it in, obviously, if we're going to win this game. Of course, there's a lot of time left as well.
Come on, throw it. Get rid of it.
Little wide there. Kind of ran a naked bootleg with a flag and a flat, and Blanchett's a little hurried and got it out there a little too quickly.
No, Shane, something that might work well here, take advantage of the defensive lineman again with the aggressive rush, is a little misdirection. Looks like that would really take advantage of that.
I don't know if it'd be in the form of a trap, though. Every time we run a trap tonight, it seems like they've stoned us. Maybe a counter tray, but I don't know if it counter. I haven't seen a counter tray yet this year, so I'm not sure it's in our book. Well, that was a tough decision there. It almost reminded me of Mark Tidwell in the state semifinal game against Groveton. I mean, Blanchett really looked like he could have run that ball and gotten it close, but obviously he was going for the 6 points, and tough break there as the defensive guy knocks the ball away.
Right, again, it was 2nd down, and now it's 3rd, but again, if he could have maybe just got 5 or 6 yards, it got him real close to the goal line. Now it's definitely a pass situation for the Horns.
It'll be interesting to see what they go with here. Well, Craig, they ran an out and up, and the corner bit, hook, line, and sinker. And Blanchett puts a lot of air under it, which I guess he wants to let Banjo run underneath it. And Banjo does the exact thing that you're supposed to do when you're coach. You're supposed to go up for the ball at its highest point, so the defensive guy is just like a rebound. He's not able to tip it away.
Just one thing, Shane.
I don't know.
Just didn't come down with it.
No, so it's a field goal try. Good leg. Roll my well.
Shane, I can see why he can make a 54-yarder now. Definitely a lot of leg.
A lot of legs. So the Horns are behind 7-6 with 2:58 left in the 3rd quarter, and we've got a lot more football coming.
And it looks like some missed opportunities for the Horns once again. Get within inside the 10-yard line. It's one drive in the first half, second drive now in the second half, and just can't score. So that may come back to haunt the Horns. They really need to capitalize in that red zone area.
Yeah, and that is something here again that, I mean, quite frankly, don't you feel like our running game or the ability to blow people off the line, you know, they talked about the Dallas. I know there's a lot of Dallas fans here in Schulenburg. I'm not one of them. But they really talked about Dallas not being able to put people on their butt and run the ball. Excellent job by the coverage team.
Joe Stavanoa, man, great hustle. Really got down there.
Those guys are running through those blocks, and that's basically the philosophy they need to incorporate here on defense. Just don't be settled by being blocked. I mean, you know, there's the old saying that if you every man get a man, every good man get two. That's a Bum Phillips quote, by the way. And so the Horns here need to defeat. If every man defeats the opposing man, then it's not a problem.
T formation for the Tigers again.
Just like a jailbreak, Craig. They just run up in there. They got three possible running backs, and Schulenburg has to play really disciplined football here.
Yeah, Shane, I think you're right. Looks like the offensive lineman is really not getting to the linebackers. The linebackers just can't seem to find the carriers.
Okay, so we got the wishbone or T formation, whatever you choose to call it. And it's a run to the right half. Good job by the defensive lineman there. It's kind of wild. They're fighting off their blocks, and then they kind of, oh, there you are. You know, it's kind of a surprise when they see the back right in front of them. Third and about a long yard, so wonder if the Horns are going to bring up any special defense here to try to sting them. Boy, it's going to be close, Craig.
Davidson on the stop. Take up about 3 yards, and the Tigers will get first and 10 from.
Well, there's no chain measurement, first and 10.
Their own 27-yard line.
And right now it looks to be a little bit like the Hallisville Brahmas did work the Horns. They're running the same formation and a lot of the same plays. And they're running these plays over and over, and they're trying to wear down the Horns. I mean, obviously, being a 2A school, we might not have quite the depth, not the amount of players on the sidelines.
I think you're right, Shane. It just seems like they're really just blowing the Horns off the ball right now and just trying to pound it down our throat, and it's up to the Horns' defense to task now to really lay the wood on the Smithville Tigers and stop them. Come on, guys.
Nice job. Somebody was hanging on the running back, and Banjo, Marty hangs on his ankles, and Banjo cleans him up, and it's only a 2-yard gain, but still 3rd and 2. And, you know, I'm not sure if you're the Smithville coach, even if we do stop them, if you're really concerned, you might even go for it on 4th down. So that the Horns are having to contend with an offense that's clipping off 2 to 5 yards of play, and that's tough to deal with. Wonderful job. 16, Coy Roman with a heck of a play. Great job by the defensive lineman to allow him to be free. So they lose yardage, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. The Shorthorns down 7-6. Okay. We'd like to thank our sponsors for the 3rd and final time. James and Dolly Hatfield, Don Blancett, Attorney at Law, Highway 77 North in Schulenburg. Dolby Foods Incorporated salutes our Shorthorn football team, cheerleaders, bells, and our Shorthorn band on their winning efforts. Country Fresh Cleaners at your service, providing the very best in dry cleaning, providing fast, convenient service, fresh start shirts and jeans, helping you look your best. Schulenburg Printing and Office Supplies and Sports Specialties. Schulenburg Printing and Sports Specialties, The Proschke family proudly supports the Horns and Lady Horns. IMCO. Good luck from staff and management of IMCO and Ken Banks, owner. Baumgart Matula, Larry Schwenke, and Miranda Skalka. General promotion. General promotion of Benjamin Moore Paints and Paint Sun. Excuse me. It's time to play.
One more. Get him. Oh! They tipped it, so it's not going to be a flag for hitting the punter.
Well, I tell you what, Craig, I was talking about this earlier when you were not up here yet. Mario gets too close to the punt. No doubt about it.
I think you're right. Why take any chances, especially when you know you're not going to receive the ball? Just get away from it.
Yeah. They need to drill that into his head. I'm not sure it's going to take a Black & Decker, but they need to drill it into his head. That's the second time he's done that tonight.
Well, here comes the Horns offense. They've been pretty successful all night. Again, just getting to that red zone offense, and they have to really capitalize instead of just coming away with the field goal.
That's trying to be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Oh, he's open.
And really, overall, the Horn line did a good job, but number 70 for the Smithville Tigers gets in there and gets a paw on Joel and is able to drag him down by grabbing his jersey. So, you know, overall, the Horn line does a good job, but one man, that's all it takes, Craig.
I agree. I think Blanchett looked at his secondary receivers, didn't see Banjo open on the curl route. If he'd have just hung with him another second, he was wide open.
So it's 2nd and 13. And we've got an legal procedure penalty on the Horns. Back to the sponsors. Baumgart Matula, Larry Schwenke, and Miranda Skalka. General promotion of Benjamin Moore Paints and Paint Sundries. Great selection of carpet in stock. Full line of wall covering, hardware, and lumber. Also installation of flooring available. Well, Wellborn Petroleum Companies. Serves Schulenburg Food Mart.
Horns come to the ball. 2nd and looks like about 15 to 20. Screen. Oh, get a block, get a block, get a block.
But, Craig, that was set up beautifully. But, you know, and it's a timing situation. The linemen really need to know. Isn't the receiver supposed to catch the ball and holler something and then the linemen take off?
Again, traditionally, that's the way it works. Looks like to me, Shane, the linemen are taking off before the receiver catches it, and there's a big gap where the defensive players really have a chance to run around the blockers. So maybe the lineman should stay back a little bit closer to the running back when he catches it. They have a wall in front of him.
It was set up beautifully, but just did not pay off. 3rd and 14.
Good job by Blanchett. Fixing to get sacked. That time he was able to get rid of the ball instead of taking the sack.
Okay, so that series does not pay off very well for the Horns, and it'll be 4th down, and they will be forced to punt. Again. Nice job by John Davis to hog time. The net punt is only 20 yards. They do have a flag on the play. Blocking the back against the Smithville Tigers, so that'll bring it back about 10 yards, Craig. Well, 10:05. Do you become a little more aggressive on defense, or do you continue to play the same defense if you're the coach, Craig?
Well, Shane, I think if they run in the T formation still with the misdirection, I think you really can't become too much more aggressive. You just have to really make the reads and really just step it up as a defensive player. You have to really call upon your seniors to really be leaders here and really make a difference to get the 3 downs and out and get the punt.
So they come in with a full house backfield, but they do split a guy out. So they take one defensive player out of the mix. Got to wrap up, Craig. I mean, we had the guy on the line of scrimmage, the quarterback, and he eludes us.
You know, Shane, looked like we were doing a pretty good job of wrapping up in the first half. Could be maybe some conditioning there. Horns getting a little tired and thinking that one good hit's going to bring somebody down instead of getting their hands on them and wrapping them up.
Well, we did see in the first half, and I'm not sure it's due to conditioning, it may be a mindset, but we did see in the first half a real there it is. Just like that, flying around with the ball, 11 men around the ball. And I don't think you can underestimate that or underemphasize that enough. Or, excuse me, I think you can overemphasize that enough.
I think you're right, Shane. Schulenburg always never been the biggest team and never been the quickest, but always the team effort that we gave always really outdistanced any team. And if we use a team effort, I think we can pull out this game and win it here. That's what we really need from our defense right now.
And I really would like to see in the next 9 minutes, because there's 9 minutes left in the game, the situation where we saw Blake Vachera slapping people on the pads and getting excited. I'd like to see some of that. Good pursuit. Wonderful play by Marty.
Good job by Marty. That's just what you were referring to, Shane. You were alluding to the fact that we need somebody to really step it up. Marty did it by example on that play, really hustling, getting out there and give the other players a chance to make the tackle. That's what the Horns really need. They need somebody to really fire everybody up and get their juices flowing. That's what the Horns defense has always been accustomed to doing is, quick snap here by the Smithville Tigers. Turn it.
A heck of a move by Mario Jackson. He's one step away from maybe going the distance or getting a very good return.
Prime time.
It got Berman up here. Tick. 8:09 left in the fourth quarter. The Horns 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. And, man, I sure do like an on-schedule drive here, Craig. I really would like to see no loss of downs on any play, always moving forward.
Shane, I think this is the time where we really have to establish our running game. I mean, any offense, no matter whose it is, you have to be able to run the ball somewhat effectively, and the Horns have yet to prove that.
This time it was a backside guy that helped make the play. So looks like it'll be 2nd and about 9.5. Not really a substantial gain.
And that's not going to be good for anybody, Shane.
Oh, and Blanchett's holding his hand. He's holding his left hand. And we spoke to number 44, Bradley, I believe is his last name, earlier in the telecast. Bradley Deary. And, boy, did he come up big that time.
You know, it looks like the running back had a chance to make the block and he just went for his feet. And Deary, being the athlete he is, just sidestepped him and really just – not Deary, but the guy who made the pressure on Blanchard really just kind of sidestepped him and made the hit, and Deary came up with the possession.
Tough possession for the Horns. All right, well, the good news here is that it's only 13-6, so a touchdown and an extra point ties it, and, of course, we have overtime these days.
Well, Shane, if you were the head coach and let's say the Horns did to drive down and score, being the last minute of the game, what would you do? Just hypothetically speaking, would you go ahead force overtime or would you go ahead and go for 2? I
tell you the truth, because, I mean, this is me personally, of course. course, Coach McNeil and all the other coaches don't give a flip what I say. But I like to kick the extra point, and the reason is because we pass so much more effectively than we've run tonight. And I feel like in overtime from the 25-yard line, you've got a lot more room to throw. You can run you can even run some deep routes, but you can run all your intermediary routes down to your short screens, and so on and so forth. When you're on the 3-yard line with one play determining the game, the defense has to know that there is a possibility that you're going to run something.
I'd have to agree with you, Shane, especially being the ineffective running game of the Horns. I mean, they're going to definitely have to throw the ball with a few yards, and if you had a real good, strong running game, you could depend upon a run maybe, but the defense would know that the pass is coming, so it wouldn't be quite as effective.
Yeah, I mean, certainly they're not looking for an isolation or anything like that, but an option, a sweep, a quick pitch, things like that are definitely avenues for 3 yards.
Julio Castro with the kick. Clarence Irving on the reception.
Probably a flag on the play, and I'm afraid it's probably going to go against the Horns. Craig.
Mental error on the Horns' part. They really have to be consistent in the kicking game and not have forced penalties. They can't survive that if they really want to overcome the deficit here and win the game.
Cullen Clay's on the game.
Cullen
Clay's on the quarterback, and kind of a rough first pass. Looked like he threw it in a double coverage, but went through the defender's hands and into Blake Vachera's hands and then out onto the ground. This is great, though, that he's getting an opportunity, Craig, to get some time and especially a meaningful fourth quarter drive.
Coach showing a lot of confidence in Clazel throwing on the first down. He comes into the game.
Well, Timka down in a hurry. Looks like one of their defensive linemen or linebackers, one of the two came free, Craig, and he really let Watipka know it.
Again, the offensive line has to really step it forward. All those senior leaders on the offensive line really need to come together here to pull out a good win. Have to really get your hands on the defensive lineman and really direct them and drive them off the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so it's Twins into the boundary somewhat. Nice job by Clazel trying to get the first down. And here's a good question. Well, it's not. It's 4th and 4, so I guess it's not that good a question. Lance is coming out to punt, and boy, had he gotten a little more. And that's something that you get with Clazel. He's a little more athletic than a little quicker, a little fleeter of the foot than Blancett. So, we do have the option, and especially in a game such as this where the rush is coming so tough, we do have the ability to elude the rush and get upfield for a possible gain. We were talking earlier about my cousin Donald, and that's something that he possesses over most NFL quarterbacks.
Good punt by Blancett. Good downfield coverage. Got to wrap up.
I sure would like to see Blancett. Is he in drama? Every punter needs to be in drama. He could have. I believe he could have fallen over that guy and gotten a 5-yard penalty and gotten us first down. But you hate to be cheap, but every yard counts in a football game. Well, they say it's a game of inches, so a yard's a long way.
And Shane, just kind of piggybacking on the point you made earlier, Clazel looks like he makes a little bit of a quicker decision when he's at quarterback. Whether he's going to run, he's going to tuck it and run it right away. He's not going to hang in the pocket. Looks like Blancett hangs in the pocket a little bit longer. Sometimes he takes a sack. Sometimes he finds a man that had been open if he'd have waited that extra second. But Clazel really tucks and runs when he sees something. That's just the advantage of maybe having a quicker decision quarterback.
Gallo fills on the play, and even though he's pretty excited, it's still a gain of 4 for the Tigers. And as we well know, with 5:26 and counting left in the game, 4 yards is not going to cut it. Power eye here, Craig. Way to go, Josh.
Good job, Pooh.
Josh Andy does a heck of a job wrapping up and dragging the kid down. I'm telling you, Anthony could be a monster.
I think you're right, Shane. Looks like somebody really made a hit on him early, but they didn't wrap up. The difference between that and Josh was Josh really wrapped up, and he stopped him from where he was going. You know, it looks like the offensive line have a tough time blocking Pooh. He's really sidestepping him using his quickness and making tackles.
All right, so the Horns have on defense 3rd and about 5. Big down here for the Horns as it's 4:30 and counting. Tough play for the Horns. No penalties on the play. It was just cross-action blocking and wide hole in the middle, and number 4 scampers on in. I tell you, he's got some speed, but just
about a 45-yard run opened up a big hole for him, and the Horns defense just didn't see the blocking scheme, just didn't read it correctly. You know, Shane, something a wise coach always told me is even when the game seems a little out of reach, you can really judge a team's character by how they finish the game. And if the Horns try to finish strong here and try to make a game out of it, you can really tell a lot about their character. If they're just going to lay down and say, hey, the game's over, it's a touchdown more out of reach, that's going to judge their character. So the seniors really have to pull everybody together and try to make something happen here.
Yeah, that's something. I remember George Carl, and I know that's basketball, but George Carl with the Supersonics against the Rockets, he said, look, if you guys win this 4th quarter, he said, I'll be satisfied. Nice play by Gallo.
Shane, looks like Gallo really can lay the wood. He's been putting the hat on quite a few people today, and he really didn't lay up on Big Boy. I mean, probably oversizes him 2-to-1, but he really came in and made a good stick.
Yeah, I think Gallo's attitude, if it permeates throughout the defense, we could really be a sticking type defense. But you know, he's got that swarming type mentality, and everybody on that defense, Pat Marty has it, and there's a couple names that I'm not mentioning that do have that attitude, but everybody needs to have that attitude that I'm going to stick my nose in there no matter what the circumstances. And if you're scared to stick your nose in there, get you a crossbar face mask. You know, I mean. It's paramount. Until you break your nose, and it really isn't important.
You know, Shane, with the breakaway capability that Mario Jackson or Clarence Irving has, if the Horns return a touchdown here, which is not really out of the question, they really can get back in the game. I wonder what kind of scheme they have set up as far as if it's just a wedge or if it's a wall right or left.
Well, we saw the last kickoff. We had a good return, and he was about one tackle away from going a good ways. I don't know about all the way, but you're right. We definitely have breakaway capability here.
I believe the last kickoff return for a touchdown was one Kelvin Thompson against the same Smithville Tigers in Smithville. And that was about 5 years ago. And I don't know. What do you think? Was Kelvin quite an athlete, Shane?
Oh, he was average, I guess. Average among Division 1A, maybe. Maybe NFL standards. I don't know. Boy could play. Nice kick here to Clarence Irving.
It's a wall left. He sees a gap. He cuts in. Tries to break a tackle, but the Smithville Tigers are too good. They get a hold of him.
Okay, so the Horns take over 1st and 10 on the about the 33-yard line. 4:06 left. Now here, with 2 scores behind, Craig, I guess it'd be pretty important to say, do we have a good 2-minute offense?
We're certainly fixing to find out. Horns down by 13. Claysville comes to the line of scrimmage, surveys the defense. He takes a snap, drops back, sprint out pass, looks across the field, throws to the tight end. Oh,
that's
no.
there we
That's
go.
Interference, definitely.
Yeah, he was tackled before the ball even got close, Craig. Number 7 for Smithville really tackled Mario Jackson. And a good play by, that's something that I think Claysville has a little more ability than Blanchard is to roll and move the pocket away. You got a heck of a rush from the right or left side. You can get away from that. You can roll away from that. And then they're kind of reading just to get a pass rush.
Yeah, that's true. They ran a sprint pass out to the right. Something I don't really recall seeing is a sprint out pass to the left for Blanchard. Blanchard being a natural left-handed quarterback. That's something they really have to take into consideration when they do a sprint out pass with Blanchard. He has to naturally be a better thrower running left. Good job by Jackson on that, really standing his ground. If he had given up his ground, it really would have been pass interference, but he really made the man come over his back and tackle him. Kabanka splits out wide left.
Oh, we got a little referee conference there, huh?
Jackson and Irvin split out wide to the right.
What are they doing here? Oh, I guess they stepped it off incorrectly.
Next will be 47-yard line now.
Twins open here. Straight drop.
There it is. Oh, give him some time. Give him some time. Give him some time.
A little too far over. Nice throw, though, Craig. I mean, it was where it needed to be. I mean, if he can't catch it, nobody else can.
I agree, Shane. And something I really like to see is Claysville in that instance really stepped into the pocket. There's a mini pocket there, and he stepped in and bypassed the rush and got the throw off. It was a good throw. Looks like Kabanka had a chance to make the catch. It would have been a difficult one, but we really have to come up with the ball on a play like that.
I'll tell you what, something that I didn't necessarily like. I'm not sure it was the coach's call, but you had 2 receivers there in the same area.
I saw the same thing. It looked like they should have broke off an out route on the strong side instead of having multiple defenders in the same area. Claysville sprints out. Sprints out left. Let's go with the ball. The Horns recover.
Forward lateral. He tried to pitch it forward. That's a sophomore mistake. You expect that from a sophomore.
I think you're right, Shane. Again, you can't really fault Claysville. He's fourth quarter trying to make something happen. He's trying to get rid of the ball. Just a mistake made by a sophomore, like you said. He's learning.
It's wonderful that he gets to make a mistake like that in a pre-district game, But it's this. You can't flip it underhand. You got to I believe that's an illegal forward lateral pass because he had his hands underneath the ball and was pitching it. If he would have been optioning it, they call that the shuffle pass. And I'm not sure, though. A shuffle pass may have to be designed, Craig. I really don't know the rule on that. But it's Twins open and third and about 25. Oh. 44 on 44 there. And I'm pretty sure with 3:30 left in the game, we're going to go for it. But, no, here comes Blanchard. Maybe not.
Definitely be looking for a fake on this punt here if I was the Smithville Tigers. If the Horns want to make a game out of this, they definitely have to do something on this fourth down. Hit it! Well, here's the challenge for the Horn defense. Really looking for a turnover and need to really swipe at the ball, look for an interception on the passing plays, but I'm pretty sure Smithville Tigers are going to look for the misdirection and keep running the ball and plugging it right down the Horns' center of the defense.
Well, I think here's where you look, Craig, for the real fire. I mean, they're down by 13 with 3 minutes left in the game. You look for the people that are going to step up and want to do something here.
There you go. Wrap up.
Well, they're there to make the play, Craig.
Gallo on the tackle again. Again, it's not a good thing. I know Gallo's playing more of a linebacker position, but when your free safety's making all your tackles, that's not a good sign.
And I bet he has a dozen tackles tonight.
He's definitely a sure-handed tackler. He really wraps up.
You know, there was one game where I had 20 tackles, and that was when a running back ran for 205 yards against us.
Good God. That's the way to wrap up by the D lineman. Good job. You know, Shane, something the Horns defense can think about here, thinking maybe that the win's not within reach, is that they want the Smithville Tigers to really remember them. So they need to really pop them, lay the hat on them, and let them know, hey, this is Schulenburg. We're not laying down. We're really going to lay the wood on them. And, hey, Schulenburg may have lost this game, but by no means are we laying down. We're really going to put the hat on them. You know what? Schulenburg didn't give up. They have a lot of character, and they really fought the whole way.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what, man, that's something that's preached at home as much as it is up here on the school field. And since all you guys are at home today, hopefully watching this tape, y'all can go run up and headbutt a tree tonight.
We're going to really call out for more fan support on the next home game, Shane.
That's right.
We'd like to see a lot more fans here to run on their hometown Horns. Always had a real strong fan base. Today looks like the rain maybe got the best of the Horns crowd, and a whole lot of Horns didn't show up for the game today.
We got as much aluminum as we do cotton out here tonight.
Come on, fans, let's go. Even on a rebuilding year or a down year, the Horns got a lot of talent here. Got to keep that district undefeated record going, and really need a lot of fans out here to really support them, root them on.
All right, so it's 3rd and 3 here. 3rd and 1, excuse me. Big down here for the.
Come on, Dion.
Nice defensive play. Gallo and the first man on the play, I believe, was John Davis or Joe Stavino.
Number 60. Good job.
Wonderful play.
That's what I'd like to see, Shane. A lot of fight left in the Horns. They're not ready to lay down. Let the Smithville Tigers know, hey, it's not going to be easy even the last few minutes.
And, the way the Horns are offensively as explosive as they can be on offense, this game is by far over from. I mean, it's pretty much a conclusion that Smithville will probably punt here. If they don't, they need a cerebral checkout because up by 13 with 2 minutes, I'm sure they're going to punt. Horns get it. They're going to get it in decent field position. And we just need to put together an offensive drive, Craig, and get it in the end zone.
I agree, Shane. Shane, I'd like to take this moment to give a shout-out to all the Schromics right now who may be listening to this. Mr. Travis Wagner, just want to give a shout-out.
Those guys deserve it, I'll tell you what. They are loyal, faithful Schulenburg fans and always have been, always will.
Got to be looking for the block on this play. Block can really turn this game around.
He gets it off. It's going to be a returnable ball.
Oh, he got sidelined.
Well, I'll tell you what. He set himself up beautifully. It didn't look like we had a play design on that side. That was all Mario Jackson.
I agree, Shane. Looked like he really gave a juke, and he had the sideline. For some reason, he kept trying to give some jukes. He should have just sprinted up the sideline and see how far he could have got with it. I think he could have at least got to 25 or 30, 30 or 25 if he really would have been sprinting instead of putting another move on. He had his guy beat.
Yeah, I think he was thinking those guys were going to really slow up if he crowded them. He is a heck of an instinctive runner, though, in the open field, Craig.
Clay's on the center. Takes a snap. Rolls out left. Oh, interception by the Tigers. And I believe that's going to seal the game for the Smithville Tigers. 138 left in the fourth quarter. an untimely interception by Clazel.
Well, that's a tough break. You know, we've had 2 tip balls or defenders in our face, and turned into 2 interceptions. So the Horns have a rough job tonight, have a tough job.
Well, Shane, with East Bernard on the schedule next week, be curious to see how the Horns rebound. You know, they really need to come out with a lot of fire and really get a win. Really come out with a lot more enthusiasm. They came out really good in the first half, but again, the second half just seems to be a half that they really can't pull everything together and come together as a team on the offense and defensive units.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Craig, I mean, we've played 2 very solid 3A ball clubs. I think in East Bernard we'll measure ourselves up against a good 2A team. And I mean, when I say good, I think they're of the elite. They played a Sacred Heart Indians team last week that traditionally has been one of the best Catholic schools in the state in the past decade, and put a hurting on them. I believe it was in the 50s to 7 or something to that effect. So the Horns are really going to have a heck of an opportunity as well as a challenge next week. They do. East Bernard does possess those 3 Blunstons, and as you know, the Blunstons are always good athletes.
You know, Shane, something I like to personally challenge the Horns to do is you know, you kind of started the first team that really turned this Horn team around and for years to come, and it doesn't come on the field, it comes in practice. And the Horns need to really practice full speed, practice with a lot of heart, a lot of enthusiasm. It's not easy, but that's what separates the mediocre teams from the good teams, is really practicing, giving it all out effort in practice, and it really shows up in the field. You practice, or you play like you practice, and if you practice just haphazardly, that's the way you're going to play, and they really need to practice hard and really show some enthusiasm coming out next week.
That's exactly right, Craig. 44 with the ball, and Craig, you couldn't have said it any better. You know, it's basically how you practice, how you carry yourself. You know, Schulenburg and football have been synonymous for longer than a decade, because it's back on the days of Chuck Brown and Bubba O. We had some state championship as well as some state finals games, and basically the bottom line is that they lived it, and you've got to live it. You've got to live, eat, breathe, sleep. It's how bad do you want it, you know?
I think you're right, Shane. Again, something I don't want the Horn team to become accustomed to is, you know what, from year to year, it's just handed down. They're respected no matter who they play. That's something you have to earn every year, with every practice, with every game. Sure, the Horn team may have been successful in the past, but they really have to earn that in practice, and they really have to earn that game to game. And, you know, the Horn team can do it. They have the players to do it. They have to have the heart and really come out this year and really try to turn it around and do a great job.
That's exactly right, Greg. Well, with 24 seconds left, this looks like it's going to be the last play of the game. Well, maybe it didn't. They go out of bounds with 10 seconds. And kind of a surprising play. Wondering if Smithville is trying to rub it in a little bit.
I think you're right. I mean, all those past years, you know, Smithville always gets the bad end of the deal when playing Schulenburg. You know, haven't really passed all game. All of a sudden, it's 15 seconds left to go, and they're running a pass. Really shows some character, I guess, from the other team and their coach on what kind of plays they're calling deep in the fourth quarter, knowing the game's in hand.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I kind of think that's bull, but nice. I'll tell you what.
Boy, Gallo brought the wood on that one. That's something I'm proud of. Hey, you know what? It's 10 seconds left to go, but Gallo brings the wood. Hey, Gallo, keep it up, baby. Keep your team inspired. With that, I'm signing off. Glad to be here this week.
We're going to go home, and me and Craig are going to put on our helmets and go do Shotgun Alley tonight at the farm. That was unbelievable. Craig, your final thoughts on the Horns. I hope to have you back. You know, in another game, maybe a playoff game. What are your final thoughts? I mean, we kind of tried to inspire the Horns the last minute, but overall, your summary?
Well, overall, Shane, I saw a lot of good things here. Definitely have a good passing game. Need to work on the running game a little bit. But they have the players here to make it. Again, the first 5 games of the season, first 4 games especially, that's not going to determine the Horns' path the rest of the way, is how they respond and learn from their mistakes and their failures, you know. if they respond in a good positive way and build on it week to week and learn, hey, we can be a better team come district time. We really can do some damage. I see a lot of positive things coming out of that. Keep their heads up high, which I see now. They're really inspired, and they don't like losing. I like to see that. I think they really can make a big difference later on in the next few weeks.
Okay, well, I've enjoyed very much having Craig Rehau here with me, and the former linebacker and tight end great, and I will call him great because he's a great person as well as a football player. All you Shorthorn fans, really appreciate y'all coming out, the ones that did, and look forward to seeing you guys next weekend in East Bernard, Texas, when we take on the East Bernard Brahmas. For Shorthorn football, it's Craig Rehau, I'm Shane Hollis, and Andrew Balin on the camera. Thank you so very much. You guys have a good night.